Hello my friends, I have been working on Christmas cards. I am absolutely in love with how these turned out. I am using a digital kit by Line Dot Arrow and it is called Winter Roses. I hope you will come along with me and make some Christmas cards as well. And this is the kit that I'm showing you. And I decided what I want to do. You'll see this is a page from the kit and this is a page, but I printed them both on 8.5 by 11, and that's what I did here as well, because I've decided I'm going to make Christmas cards using the images of this kit. I think that for me that is just going to be fun and something different. I'm not a big card maker, but I do like to sometimes send out Christmas cards, and I can make these tags and I can either use them on gifts or I can use them as a greeting card. So that's what we've got here is the ephemera, some tags, words, all that good stuff. I wanted to let you know that this is going to be part 1 of a 3-part series. I printed them out on the back of scrapbook paper. And so that's what I'm going to show you now so that you can see the opposite side, although that was just a regular piece of paper. So I tried to coordinate the colors of the scrapbook paper with the kit images. Obviously, if it was like ephemera, I didn't put it on scrapbook paper. While I am cutting the ephemera out, I wanted to mention to you that I will have the kit linked in my description box. And I wanted to tell you that there is a 15% off through the end of November. You do not need a code for the 15% off, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned it to you. So I'll have the Etsy link. I will also have Natalie's YouTube channel, Line.Arrow, linked in my description box, as well as her Facebook page. I've got them cut out. This might give you a little bit of a better view and idea of what each image looks like. And just as a reminder to you guys, this would usually, if you're making a journal, print out on 8.5 by 11 the long way, horizontally, and it would be a full picture. But I printed them out small. Now, if you were going to make a mini journal, you would print them out this size perhaps. But we're going to make cards. So I just wanted to go through them again real quick just so that you could see what we have that we're working with. And I love them. So now what I'm going to do, and of course I have the ephemera, so that's all right here. And I printed this out on paper by accident, so we might collage with this, we might not, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to, and remember there's the other side, we're going to go ahead and fold them. And then that is going to be the front of our greeting card, and this will be the inside of our greeting card. And of course I'll be putting something in there, most likely. We'll see. I want to make sure that each piece, look at how well that coordinates, speaking of coordination. But I want to make sure everything coordinates really nicely and that it just looks really pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and fold all of these in half. And actually, I'm going to just flip them over because this is the insides of all of them. And we'll just go ahead and do that. And then I'm thinking actually what I should do once I get them folded, I'm going to go ahead and ink them. All right, these are ready. So how many... Now there were more pages that I could have printed out from the kit, just so you know. This is not the complete kit at all. It was about 24 pages, I believe. So this is just some of them. And this is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in this way. And then I can use these. I will probably turn these into Christmas cards, even though they are tags. I have this nice big piece of ephemera, and so I'll decide what I'm doing with that. This as well. This, I was thinking I might go ahead and turn this into a card of its own. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of like that. Oh, yes. Yeah, let's do it. So now that can be a card. That's very cool. I really like that. Friends, I knew there was no way I could be done cutting. And like, where's the rest of my stuff? So I do have some more pages of fussy cut to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. All right, friends, so we're gonna start with this one. And one thing we know when we're creating is if we want to have a bigger impact, then we definitely want to create layers, right? So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll have, I'm fussy cutting this out. As you can see, we've got this little ornament, and we most likely will use this. And then, and we just want to play with this for a second. We have, and I'll ink around the edges just to give it a pop. We've got this, and that's pretty busy, but it does coordinate nicely together. So let's take a piece of this off, and then we'll definitely take off, we'll definitely cut out a word. So let's just take the word enjoyment. Let's take that. And I definitely want to work with a piece of fabric, and then we can build our layers on top of the fabric. So we have, this almost looks like an image. It almost looks like a snowflake. So let's go ahead and cut this out. Now I like to work with fabric. For those of you that know me, you know that I love actually working with fabric. I love sewing paper, all that sort of thing. If you are new to working with fabric, just find something old in your house and cut into it and start using it. Like, it can be an old shirt that you were gonna get rid of. It could be an old towel, just anything to sort of get you started. All right, so let's play here. Let's say that we were gonna add this here, and then let's say this was cut a little smaller, and I might even use decorative scissors to make the edges jagged. So let's pretend that. And then let's say we have our word enjoyment and then our butterfly. Once I ink it, I think we'll get some definition. So let me go grab some ink. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move this over, and I'm going to grab the first piece, the biggest piece, and I'm going to use these scissors. They have a jagged edge. I'm just doing that to give some texture and interest. And I don't think it's going to be too big now. I think that's perfectly fine. Yep, I think that's perfectly fine. Okay. Then we're going to ink it. So I'm going to use, since this deer is brown, I'm going to use this brown ink, and it is called Truffle Espresso, and it is by Memento Luxe. I usually use Fabri-Tac, but I'm using 3-in-1 right now. I really feel like the product is so similar, if not exactly the same, and frequently I find it for less. It costs less, so yeah, it works great. And so that's what I am using with the fabric today. Now, we don't want to put this fabric over this beautiful deer, so let's move it out of the way. There we go. All right, it's getting down to the end of the bottle, so it's getting leaky, and that drives me crazy. I was watching my friend Sherry's channel the other day, Sherry with Turquoise Dreamy, and the same thing was happening to her. Okay, so the question is, which one goes first? Enjoyment? Yes. Oh, yes, for sure. And we can place it just like that. Let's do that. There, I think that looks so beautiful. So the outside is done. Now we are going to work on the inside. You know what, friends? Before we call this done, let's embellish it with a little bit of gold. Friends, I went around it with my gilding paste, and I will tell you this, I have gold gilding paste, and I also have this gold stamp, and there's no comparison. The gold stamp does give a little shimmer, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, where did my top go? Where did my top go to my... Let me just put this here. Anyway, but there's absolutely no comparison. So I'm enjoying learning how to use the gold gilding paste. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to use a little bit of my gold Stickles on this. That'll really make it pop, I think. So I'm going to go around the inside edge of the little plaque that says enjoyment on it. And I think I'll highlight the butterfly just a little bit. I'll just do some little dots. That's nice. And then I think what I'll do is I have a really fine paintbrush. Let me see if I can, actually this stick might work. And maybe just spread this a little bit across. And we'll add some clear ones in the roses just to give them a little sparkle. Since this is a card and not a journal, I feel like I can just set this aside and it has all the time in the world that it needs to dry, which I really like. Now it could be added to a journal. Oh yeah, that's going to be so pretty. Love it. Let's see, let's do just a little highlight on our deer. So she can be nice and sparkly. I think that's good. I like it. Let me do a little on her ear. There we go. All right. What do we think, guys? I like it. So when that's dry, of course, I'll show it to you. I think what we'll do with this one is we will ink it with some red ink. So I think for this card, it would be pretty cute to add this tag to it. This little angel image is also right here on that tree. So I think that would be cute. I'm going to go ahead and use my hole punch. And we're going to go ahead and add some of this eyelash trim. And we're going to use that just because it's sort of fluffy and nice. So this eyelash trim is super lightweight, so I think what we might do, we're going to trim it here. Now it's not going to stick up like some trims do. Well, it is sticking up just the tiniest bit, which I'm surprised. But I think for a little more impact, we will take another piece, because it's so fine, right? Let's take another piece. And I think what we'll do is let's tie this right around this part. See if we can do that without getting everything tangled in itself. You know what I'll do? I'll add a paper clip here. Not a paper clip, a clothespin. Sort of hold those out of the way. Then I'm just going to take, I'm just going to double knot this right here. This will just add a little bit of color and fluffiness. And we're going to see if it's going to work. Oh, it's just, you know, eyelash trim is not always the easiest thing to work with. I think I got it, but who knows? We are going to find out. So I'm just going to hold it upside down, sort of trim them all so that they're even. And so now it's just sort of cute and fluffy, but yet it's not bulky, so I like that. I like that it's not bulky. It's not going to take up a lot of room. Okay, well, let's clean up our mess here. So I think what we'll do is create perhaps a little pocket or a little belly band or something like that, just to hold her here. So let's take a look at our scraps. And let's pick one that will look nice over here. The blue would look fine. Actually, the spruce would look nice too. It matches that. This one might have too much pattern. Yeah, I don't like that one. Here's pink, but I don't like that one as much. The green works. That shade blue works too, actually. And we have, this one is sort of a purpley pink. Oh, I'm surprised. It's so plain, so I didn't think I would like it. But look how it works. And I would make it thinner too. But the hues go go really well together. I'm surprised. Well, very interesting. You know what? Let's go for it. Oh, I should have inked it first. There is glue on there, but let me see if I can ink it just to give it a little pop here. I'm going to do it really carefully. All right, let me hold it. So I'm using the espresso on this just because it's a pretty good contrast from the colors in the card. It's been a long day. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little tiny tab down here to hold the tag in place. I'll just put it right here. As a matter of fact, what we could do is use our angel sign right here, and we'll just glue the bottom of it, and that way it'll hold the tag. I like that idea. Now we're going to let this dry a bit, and while that's drying, I'd like to decide how we want to embellish this right here. My first thought, believe it or not, was to use some washi tape, and that would have been perfectly fine. But then I remembered I have these, and I thought these kind of look like Christmas balls, so I thought we'll go ahead and use a couple of those. Okay, my friends, so here's this one. I think it's so cute. The tag comes right out. A sentiment could be written on that, or it could just be part of the card and gifted as a tag that could be used on a future Christmas gift. And I think I've decided that I'll do the insides once I decide if these are going to go into my Etsy shop or if I'm going to be giving them to people. So I'll make that decision a little bit later. But isn't it so cute? Friends, I hope you enjoyed making these cards with me. I had so much fun using the kit to create these, and I really like the idea of the card sort of having a gift of its own with this little tag, and then the recipient can use that as a gift tag. All right, friends, well, that is it for today. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you soon.